Hello everyone, welcome back to Future I. In this class, let us continue to solve Model Paper 1 questions from question number 34 to 38. Fifth main, answer the following. There will be 4 questions. Each question carries 4 marks. So 16 marks belongs to this main. 35th question. Find the solution of the following pair of linear equations by graphical method. The given equations are 2x plus y equals to 10, x plus y equals to 6. So this is a fixed question. This kind of question definitely will get it for your examination, children, for 4 mark. So here we have to find solution for these two equations by graphical method. So for that, first let us prepare a table for first equation. So this is the first equation, 2x plus y equals to 10. And in the place of x, let us consider the values. So x value I am taking 0. Now in the place of x, substitute 0. So we'll get that 2 into 0 plus y equals to 10. Now let us simplify this. 2 zeros are 0. Remaining thing you write as it is. And for the next step, we'll get that y equals to 10. See, when we substituted x value 0, we got y value is 10. Therefore, coordinates are 0, 10. Similarly, now let me substitute x equals to 1. So I'll get 2 into 1 plus y equals to 0. Now simplify this, children. So 2 ones are 2. Remaining you write as it is. And now transfer the 2 this side. So we'll get that minus 2. Now 10 minus 2 is 8. Therefore coordinates are, see, when we substituted 1, we got y values 8. Hence coordinates are 1, 8. Now let us prepare a table, children. See here, x value 0. Hence in the place of x I have written 0. So y value is 10. When I substituted x value 1, I have got y values 8. Hence write 8 here. Now this is the table for the first equation. Next let us move on to the second equation. So here first I'll take x value is 0. Now in the place of x here, substitute 0. I'll get 0 plus y equals to 6. So it gives y equals to 6. Next let us substitute 1, children. Coordinates I'll get it 0, 6. So when I substitute x is equals to 1, I'll get 1 plus y equals to 6. Now this 1 you transfer this side, we get minus 1. Therefore y equals to 6 minus 1. So 6 minus 1 means that is 5. Therefore coordinates are 1, 5. Now let us prepare a table. So this is the table. When x value substituted 0, I got 6. Therefore write 0 here and 6 right here. So when I substituted x value 1, y value I have got 5. Hence write 1 here and 5 here. Now table are ready. Now we have to plot the graph. First let me take out both the tables. I have taken here both the tables. Now let me draw the graph. So it is the related graph, children. First look at how I have drawn this graph is. See here, x value 0 and y value is 10. When x is 0, y value is 10. Means we have to plot here. So when x is 0, y value is 10. So hence you have to mark here. And next 1, 8. So 1 is here, 8 is here. So we have to plot here. Next, join these 2 points and produce this line. Next, 0, 6. So 0 is here, 6 is here. So we'll get here. Next, 1, 5. So 1 is here, 5 is here. So we'll get it here. Now join these 2 lines. So both the lines will intersect here. So where both the lines are intersecting, from that point one line drop perpendicular on x-axis and another line drop perpendicular on y-axis. Now where these lines are intersecting on both the axes? It is intersecting on x-axis at here and on y-axis at here. Therefore, x value is how much? 4. Y value is how much? 2. These are only the equation. Hence, solution is 4, 2. And moreover, very important thing is you have to take proper scale, children. See, this is the x-axis. See the difference between each number. How much is the difference between each number? 1 unit. Therefore, 1 centimeter is equals to 1 unit you have to write. And y-axis also look at the difference between each number is how much is that? 1. Hence, so 1 centimeter is equals to, you have to write 1 unit. So this is the way of drawing the graph. Next, let us move on to the another problem. An arithmetic progression consists of 37 terms. The sum of first 3 terms of it is 12 and sum of last 3 terms is 318. Find the first and last terms of the progression. Children, first understand the problem. There is an arithmetic progression. So in that arithmetic progression, how many terms are there? 37 terms are there. Out of 37 terms, first 3 terms sum is 12. I mean A1 plus A2 plus A3. Sum is 12. And the last 3 terms is 318. Now, last 3 term means how it is? See, they said in arithmetic progression, how many terms are there? 37. Then last terms means, last 3 term means it will be 35, 36 and 37. These 3 terms means A35, A36, A37 terms will be 318. These are the given things. Now what we have to find? First and the last term. So first term is A itself and the last term means we have to find, that is A37. So for that, so n is equals to 37. There are 37 terms in this arithmetic progression. So first 3 terms we can take like this, A1, A2 and A3. And the last 3 terms A35, A36 and A37. Now according to the first condition, what is the first condition? They said sum of first 3 terms is 12. So I am adding all first 3 terms and its sum is 12. Now A you write as it is and A2 how can we write? That is A plus D, and A3 how can you write? That is A plus 2D, which is equals to 12. Now let me add all the things here. So how many times A there here? 3 times A. 3A and 1D add to 2D. So we get 3D. So finally we'll get 3A plus 3D is equals to 12. And here, as you observe properly, we can take 3 as common factor. If you take 3 outside, A plus D will be left out. And 12 you write as it is. Next, what can you do? So you can transfer this 3 this side. So you will get that 12 by 3, isn't it? And here we can cancel 3 ones and 3. How much is 12? 3 4s are 12. Now what is left out? A plus D is equals to 4. And here any one value find it generally, either A value or D value. So I will find A value generally, hence D you transfer this side will become minus D. So I can call it as A is equals to 4 minus D and call it as equation number 1. See, from first condition I have got this equation. So similarly, let us use the second condition now, children. What is the second condition? They are saying that sum of its last terms is 318. So what are the last 3 terms we have taken? These. Now find the sum of all this. So all this sum is 318. So here you have to write 318, children. Now let us simplify this. See, 1a plus 1a plus 1a is equals to 3a we will get. And let me add this 34d plus 35d plus 36d. If we add all these d terms, so we get that 105d. This. Yeah, this we will get 3a plus 105d equals to 318. Next, observe this one. So here we can take 3 as common factor, children. So if you take 3 as a common factor, So in this term place A is left out, and in this term place 35D will be left out, because 35 3 is 105. And for the next step, this 3 you transfer this side. If you transfer that side, here it will become 3 children. So while dividing, you have to be careful. Look at here, 3 ones are, and here 3 ones are 3, and you are moving to the next digit. Next digit 1 is there. 1 you cannot divide by 3. You need another digit also. So you have to put it 0 and take that digit. So 18 will be there now. So 6 is 18. So we get that A plus 35D is equals to 106. This A plus 35D equals to 106. Now what will you do? So here A is there, but in the equation 1 we have found A value generally. So now this equation substitute in this place. Now what I'll get? So I'll get that. So 4 minus D plus 35D is equals to 106. Now let me simplify this one, children. See here, minus D plus 35D means, so I'll get that 34D, and this 4 you transfer this side, so it will become 106 minus 4. I repeat again. So for this I will get 34D, because these two are like terms, we can subtract, and 4 if you transfer that side, it becomes minus 4. So we get this. So now we can simplify this. 106 minus 4 is 102. Now 34 you transfer this side, children. So D is equals to 102 by 34 we will get. Now we can simplify by 2 table. 2 1s are 2, and 2 7s are 14, and again here 2 5s are 10, and 2 1s are 2, and next 17 1s are 17 1s are 17, and 17 3s are 51. So what value we get for D? So for D we'll get that 3. D is equals to 3. Now we have got D value, that is 3. We can easily find A value. How? This D value substitute in equation 1. So we get the A value now. So substitute D in 1. So A is equals to 4 minus D is the equation. So in the place of D substitute 3. So 4 minus 3 is equals to how much? That is 1. See, now we have got first term. A is nothing but first term, children. See in the problem what they are asking. They are asking to find the first term and the last term. So first, for our first term we have got it here, and for the last term, so last term is A37 we have to find. So A37, can we write it as A plus 36D? Very simple. Now A value we have got it, how much? 1. So in the place of A write 1, and in the place of D you write 3. So just like this. Now simplify this. So 36 3s we will get it 108. So 1 plus 108, so it gives 109. Therefore first term is 1 and the last term is 109. This is the way of solving this problem, children. So next let us move on to the another problem. There is a choice question. The sum of the first 7 terms of an arithmetic progression is 140. First 7 terms, children, means A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 plus A6 plus A7 is 140. Next, sum of next 7 terms. Next 7 term means that is A8, A9, A10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. So is 385. What we have to do? We have to find the arithmetic progression. So for that let us consider the arithmetic progression generally. So means from A1, A2, A3 so on till A14 you have to take, children. Here I have taken many terms. No need to take many terms. If you take 2 or 3 terms in beginning, that is enough, and last if you write 1 term also, that is enough. But how I come to know that there are 14 terms only in this arithmetic progression? See, they said that the sum of first 7 terms. First how many terms there? 7 terms there. Next what they are saying? Sum of the next 7 terms. So next 7 term is plus 7. So totally how many terms will be there in this arithmetic progression? That is 14 terms will be there. So I have considered arithmetic progression like this. A1, A2, so on up to A14 you write. Next, look at the problem and see the first condition. The first 7 terms of arithmetic progression sum is 140. So how do you take first 7 terms? You can take like this. So A plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 plus A6 plus A7 is equals to 140. Now A value we can write it as A itself. A2 how can you write? A plus D. A3 how can you write? A plus 2D. A4 how can you write? A plus 3D. A plus 4D. A plus 5D. A plus 6D. Just like this. And 140 write it as it is. Now let us simplify this. How many times here there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times here there. And D, 1D plus 2D is 3D, 3D plus 3D is 6D, 10D, 15D, 21D. So we get 7A plus 21D. And here we can take 7 as common factor. If you take 7 common factor, we get A plus 3D. Now 7 transfer this side, so it will become to the denominator. So here we can cancel 7 ones are 7 and 7 how much of 14? 7 2s are 14 and this 0 right as it is. So we get that A plus 3D is equals to 20 and this you call it as equation number 2. Equation number 1. So after calling it as equation number 1, now we have to prepare equation number 2. So equation 1 we have got it from the first condition. Now let us look at the second condition in the statement. The second condition is sum of next 7 terms of same progression is 385. Next 7 terms. What are the next 7 terms? This means A from A8 till A14 you have to write. So A8 we can write A plus 7D, 9th term we can write like this, 10th term, 11th term, 12th term, 13th term and 14th term which equals to 385. Now let us add the A values now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A we will get 7A. How many D's are there? 7D plus 8D is 15D. 15D plus 9D is 24D. 24D plus 10 is 34D. 34 plus 11 is 45D. 45 plus 12 is 57D. 57 plus 13 is 70D. So now we get 7A plus 7D equals to 385. So here we can take 7 as a common factor. So if you take 7 outside, what do we get? So we get that A plus 10D. And now 7 you transfer this side. So it becomes to the denominator. And simplify here 7 ones are. And 7 5s are 35. 3 is remainder. 3 again you take here. 5 has become 35. Again 5s are. So therefore we get that A plus 10D is equals to 55 and this you call it as equation number 2. Now see equation 1 is here, equation 2 is here. Now let us solve these two equations. So let us solve. So both the equations I have taken here, one under another one, and see A coefficients now. Means now I am using elimination method, children. So A coefficients are same. So here also 1 is there, here also 1 is there. But different signs, not the same signs there. So what I'll do, I'll subtract the equation. So this plus I'll make minus and this place I'll make minus and this plus I'll make it as minus. Now what happens? So here plus A and minus A gets cancelled. And let me subtract this one. Plus 3D minus 10D, I'll get that minus 7D. And here if you subtract, I'll get that minus 35. This. And here minus and minus gets cancelled. And this 7 you transfer this side. So I'll get this. And here 7 ones are and 7 5s are. Therefore D value is how much? That is 5. Now to find A value, let me substitute this D value in equation 1. Which is the equation 1? This is only equation 1. We have called this as equation 1 in earlier slide. Now consider the equation 1 and in the place of D I substituted 5. Now let us multiply this one, children. 3 5s are how much? That is 15. So A plus 15 is equals to 20. This 15 you transfer this side. We'll get that A equals to 20 minus 15. So 20 minus 15 is nothing but 5. Therefore A value also 5. D value also 5 and A value also 5. Next we can easily find the arithmetic progression. So first term A, second term A plus D, third term A plus 2D. So A value is how much? 5. So here you write 5 and here you will write 5 plus 5 because A value also 5 and D value also 5. And here how much you will write? So A value is a 5, this 2 is as it is, and D value we can write 5. I mean 2 times of 5 we get. Now if you simplify this, the first term 5 is as it is, add 5 plus 5 is 10. So here first to 5 is a 10. Now 5 you add to 10, we get 15. So this is the required arithmetic progression. Next let us move on to the another problem. So construct a triangle with the sides 4 cm, 5 cm and 6 cm. Then another triangle whose sides are 5 by 3 of the corresponding sides of the first triangle. So this is fixed question, children. Definitely you will get it such kind of problem for 4 marks this year. So first we have to construct a triangle. The sides measurements they have been given. These are the sides 4, 5 and 6. This which is the longest one, that I will take it for base. Let me draw 6 cm line and let me call it that line as AB, and I have mentioned 6 cm. Next I'll take 5 cm one. Take 5 cm radius by using your compass and ruler. Now A as center. Place the needle of compass on the point A and cut one arc here like this. Next take 4 cm radius. B as center. Cut this arc. So both the arcs has to intersect like this. Now this point join to A like this and join to B like this, and mention it is a 5 cm and call this point as C, and here BC length is 4 cm. Now here triangle is ready. Next what we have to do is another triangle we have to construct. So what could be the ratio of that triangle is 5 by 3. Now first what we have to do is after the finishing of construction of the triangle, we have to draw acute angle at point A. So for that first draw one line like this. So definitely this angle will be acute angle and call it as this is AX. Now very important thing is many children will do wrong here. Look at the ratio. In the ratio, which is the greater number, 5 or 3? 5 is the greater number. It can be anywhere, whether it can be in the numerator or denominator. First thing is we have to look at the greater number. So greater number is 5. So take 1 centimeter as radius and cut 5 arcs on AX line. A as center, cut one arc, and this as center, another arc, this as center, another arc, this as center, another arc, and again this as center, another arc. So 5 arcs have been cut. So call it as A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So next what you have to do is look at the denominator. You have to look at the denominator only. So this is the thing you have to keep it in the mind. First is you have to look at the greater number. Next that greater number can be anywhere, whether it can be in the numerator or it can be in the denominator. But now you have to look at the denominator only. In denominator how much is there? 3 is there. So you go at 3. A3. Now A3 join to B. Means now which triangle we wanted to construct, that triangle will be greater than this ABC triangle. Hence this AB you have to produce like this. Next what you have to do is with the same radius, let it be 1 centimeter only radius. Now A3 as center, cut one semicircle like this. Next come at A5, cut one semicircle like this. Next take the distance from A2 to this point. By using your compass only, take the distance from this point to this point. You have to take the distance. Now how much distance is there? This as center, cut one arc here, just like this. Now what you have to do, this point join to this and produce till that line, just like this. See, now this line is parallel to this. Now this point, let me call it as B dash. Next, what are all the steps we have repeated at point A3 and A5? Same steps we have to repeat here at B and B dash. So first let me draw a semicircle at point B. With 1 centimeter as a radius, and again B dash as center, cut another semicircle. So after construction of semicircle, what we want to do, we have to take the distance from this point to this point. You take the distance. How much distance is there? So again from this point as center, cut another arc here, somewhere like this, just like this. Yes. Now what we have to do is join this point and produce that line, just like this. It has to intersect this line, AC line. Now this point you call it as C dash. Now after this you wanted to write A, B dash, C dash is required triangle. So this is a triangle what we wanted to construct according to the given measurements and the given ratio. So very important construction, you have to keep it in the mind and practice well. And here whenever I have constructed, so I have not taken exact measurements. While constructing, you have to take the exact measurements. Next, let us move on to the another problem. A toy is made in the shape of cylinder with one hemisphere stuck to one end and a cone to the other end, as shown in the figure. Means there is a toy which is in the shape of cylinder, means from here to here it is in the shape of cylinder. So for one end they have stuck hemisphere and for another end they have stuck cone. Next, the length of cylindrical part of the toy is 20 centimeter. Length of cylinder means only this much. This much length is 20 centimeter and its diameter is 10 centimeter. Means this is the diameter. Children, very important thing what you want to understand here is, so diameter of the cylinder is nothing but diameter of the hemisphere, and here diameter of cylinder is nothing but the diameter of the cone. Means diameter for all three objects is the same. When diameter is same, radius also will be same for all three objects. That is a very important thing we wanted to understand. So diameter is 10 centimeter and next slant height of the cone is 13 centimeter. This is the slant height and that is 13 centimeter. Now what we have to find the surface area of the toy. We have to find surface area of the toy. So first let me write up all the given things. First let me write up for the hemisphere. Hemisphere portion. Diameter is given. So diameter is 10 centimeter. So when diameter is 10 centimeter, we need to find radius, because in CSA of hemisphere, CSA of cylinder, and in CSA of conical part, we have a parameter radius. So how do you find radius? So radius is equals to d by 2, means 10 by 2. So here 2 ones and 2 5s. Therefore r is equals to how much? 5 centimeter. So this is for hemisphere, children. And next let us find it for cylinder. In cylinder 20 is what? That is length. So length is nothing but here we have to consider it as height. Therefore height is 20 centimeter here, and radius is same, children. As I said, see, radius is same for all three objects, hence for all I am taking it as small r itself. So if the radii of cylinder is different, hemisphere is different, and cone is different, in that case you have to take it in different ways. You can take it as r1, r2, r3. You would have take like that. So now let us move on to conical portion, children. So in cone, what is given? The same radius will be there, no change in the radius, and extra thing is slant height given, that is small l, which equals to 13 centimeter. Now you tell me what actually we wanted to find the surface area of the toy. Surface area means what are all the surfaces of these objects we can be touched. That, see, this we cannot be touched because it is included. It lies inside the toy. This we cannot touch. Here also this we cannot be touched. Means then what we wanted to find? We wanted to find CSA, means curved surface area of a hemisphere. Here curved surface area of a cylinder, and here curved surface area of a cone. Not see, in the problem they ask just surface area of the toy. Generally surface area of the toy means we go to find a total surface area, but many of the children they do wrong here. They find TSA of hemisphere, TSA of cylinder, and TSA of cone. That is wrong, because it is a toy. They said these spots we cannot be touched because it is included. The spot lies inside the toy, hence here we cannot touch. So we have to find only CSA of these objects. So I can write this as surface area of toy is equals to CSA of hemisphere plus CSA of cylindrical part and CSA of conical part. What is CSA of hemisphere finding formula? That is 2 pi r square, isn't it? CSA of hemisphere is 2 pi r square. What is CSA of cylinder finding formula? That is 2 pi r h. CSA of cone is pi r l. These are the formulas. Now in this, what we can take as common factor? See, pi is present here. In this also r there. Here also pi r there. Here also pi r there. But here 2 times of r is there. But we can take only 1 r as common factor. So finally we can take pi r as common factor. So here 2r will be left out. Here 2h will be left out. And here only l will be left out. And this is l, children. Now let us substitute the values, and be careful. Pi value is 22 by 7. So r value is 5. So 2r means 2 into 5. 2h means 2 into 20. And l means that is 30. Next let us simplify. And here 2 5 is how much we can write? 10. And here 2 20 is we can write it as 40. And 13 you write as it is. So just like this. And for the next step, add all these three. 10 plus 40 is 50. 50 plus 13 is 63 here. Next we can simplify this one, children. 7 1s and 7 9s 63. Next multiply 22 into 5. 22 into 5 is 110. 110 into 9 is 990 centimeter square. So therefore surface area of the toy is 990 centimeter square. Next let us move on to the next one. Answer the following. So in this one question will be there. So 5 mark question, that is. So 38th one. Prove that the ratio of the areas of two similar triangle is equal to the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Children, this is a theorem on areas of similar triangles. So I have already explained this theorem, and I will provide the link of that video in description box under this video. So kindly watch. To here we successfully completed the model question paper 1, and in next video we'll come up with another content. Dear students, I hope you have understood all these things. So till now, if you have not subscribed for my channel, please subscribe for Future Eye and share. Thank you.